Hey, tech fans. This is tech lead Albert here. How you doing? Okay. So, in this episode of tech, we're going to be talking about Wi-Fi. All right. And we're just talking about the Wi-Fi. Okay. Okay. Wi-Fi. All right. Now I have the T-Mobile. I have T-Mobile, the 5G UC ultra capacity. Okay, we have the highest feature, which is the mesh system, which is basically an access point. Okay, and their large gateway. Their gateway is a cell booster. Number one, it's also a gateway. That means what it's covered. So it's basically a gateway. It's a cell booster. It has a wired router, right? Just connectors. It is also a wireless router, okay? So, but it's operating on a cell network. It uses a telephone number to call into a network, and it's continuously. So it communicates with the tower. The whole thing that's your connection to the tower, and it has its built-in amplified antennas in there. Okay, you can hook up external antennas and put them on your roof, and one facing the north. One facing the south tower and one facing the north tower. For my case, have I done that yet? No. I believe by doing so, I'll get 5 out of 5 bars. Right now, we're getting 4 out of 5 bars. That's decent. Okay. Now, AT&T fiber. The fiber works much different. The fiber guarantees you higher upload speeds. So, with the T-Mobile system, we're getting like a gig up and not a gig down. It's a gig up. You're gonna get like between 20 and 40 up, similar to what you get with. That's right, Xfinity. Xfinity, I had the 1.2, and I had which was basically really 725 megabytes, and I had the 1.0, which is basically 600 megabytes. But the upload speed used to be 40. Then it went to 30. Then it went to 20. That's it. That's all they can guarantee. If you got so coming into the box outside from the main terminals, main cable, you've got 4 houses. Everybody can have 5 gig down, 5 gig up. Oh yeah, that's what I'm told by the business tech that came out. So what happened? They distribute it. So you get 2, the neighbor gets 2. That's 2, 4, 6. That's 6. That doesn't make no sense. It's 1.8. I got 1.8 to the house. The closer you are to that box out there, the best signal you're going to get. Once it has to run, forget about it. So by the time it hits the house, it goes to 1.4. By the time it gets to the router, the modem, the cable modem, but see, no matter what you could do, it's all set to 940 megabytes. Not only them doing it too, AT&T's doing it. They're all doing it. I guess they don't. That's it. That's all they can guarantee. But you can go beyond that because AT&T, there's no modem. They're gateway routers. So the gateway router from AT&T is using a gateway router. Is the same thing, same principle. The only difference is it's hooked up to fiber. I have it closest to the fiber connection to their system that they run fiber into them, so it doesn't have to go through a whole distance. Then you get degradation and you lose the signal, and you won't get the same kind of strength. So when these guys come to your house, so you want it as close to their terminal out there as possible. Okay, it works better that way. All right. Same thing with the cable company. Now the 5G, the cell phone internet service. You want that as close to the tower. You want it in a part of the house where it can reach away from obstacles. So up in the attic, it's just wood and shingles, right? Here, the house is cement block and metal. So you don't want it here. Why would you put it here? So you put it up in the attic, and you have it tilted so it's picking up. There's nothing blocking it. Now, if I want to go further, I can put antennas on the roof and have a better signal. But anyway, getting back to the Wi-Fi here now. Since all these systems using Wi-Fi, with the Xfinity, I had 2 access points. I had a main route, I had a modem, I had a business enterprise system, a business switch, managed switch, so you can control the whole thing and get the best possible speed. When they come in, they're always impressed. Wow, and I have it in a rack mounted system. Then I had 2 access points on tripods. And one was dedicated for 2.4 gigahertz, and the other one's for 5 gigahertz. That worked all right. Now we have the T-Mobile up in the attic, so I had created a virtual access point for 2.4. So everything that's 2.4 gigahertz related would connect to that. Smart lights, smart AI lights would connect to that. Okay? Everything connects to that. Fans, anything that is connected that is smart connects to that. Okay? Anything, any laptop that legacy, anything that runs on 2.4, which is 802.11n plus, would connect to that, which is 300 megabytes. Okay? Some of these cameras, I like in the camera. When I was talking about the cameras, even new cameras, I can't believe it. Like Canon Power Shot V1. A lot of you say, "Oh, I want that. That's new." Yeah, but it only has 802.11n, 300. And it's not really 300. It's 150, and it can't guarantee 150. Really, 72 megabytes coming out. Why put a slow chip in there? And those are the problems. So Wi-Fi that's slow. The minimum, it should be Wi-Fi 5. It should be, the new ones would have Wi-Fi 6. And Wi-Fi 6 is going to give you 1.2. 1 gig, 200 megabytes down. Then Wi-Fi 7 go beyond that. But both of these in the house, the maximum, the fiber, and the one up in the attic, the T-Mobile, they're Wi-Fi 6 max. They can do Wi-Fi 7. You'd have to upgrade them. I don't know how. I want to find out about that when they come out with new things. But I don't think T-Mobile is going to go beyond that. And I thought they were going to use the Starlink system, but the Starlink system, I don't know the fastest. What's the top speed on the Starlink system? What is the max speed for download and upload on Starlink? So Starlink download is 50 to 250 down. Oh my goodness gracious. Upload speeds are from 5 to 20. That's terrible. That's just like Xfinity has that. So the only thing that can offer us faster speeds, what does it say here? That's terrible. I bet you they could do more, but it's going to take more to do it. So these little satellites in space, they could at least do it. Why can't it go further? How much more can it be? Fiber? Fiber is the only way to go then. Then we'll have to stick with fiber to get the best possible upload speeds possible. Download speeds, 1,000, whatever it is, hey, it's better than that. 250, you ain't going to cut it. Now for me, and not for anybody else that's doing gaming. So you got the family on there doing all this stuff. So that's not going to work. Okay. Now, as promised. Let's do with the Windows PC first. Okay. So on the Windows PC, on the wireless, you're going to click on your wireless icon in the tray. Internet and network settings. Now, if you're not using VPN, turn it off. Why do you have it? Anyway, if you're using VPN, you know VPN is slow. So don't expect miracles from that. Alright? Airplane mode should be off. Mobile hotspot should be off. You shouldn't be using anything else. Let me see if I can get into certain things here. Let's go into... Okay, let's get out of there. You want to go into your search bar and type in Device Manager. Device, D as in David, E as in egg, B as in Victor, I as in ink, C as in cat, E as in egg, space, M as in Mary, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, A as in apple, G as in George, E as in egg, and R as in Roger. Okay, so it's Device Manager. Okay, you want to type out that. It might pop up anyway. Let's see here. So now device manager is legacy. We're gonna run out of we're gonna run out of battery on this thing, and I don't have. I do. Well, I'll take that back. Might be able to use it. I'm actually charging a battery, so that. Let's see if I can get this to work. Give me a second here. I'm gonna tilt the camera to the left. I'm gonna put this in. Let's see. Did it work? Okay, great. So what I did is I have the Type C going into the Type C of the camera to extend. It's going to charge up the battery because the battery is low. This way I can continue on recording instead of saying, oh man, I have to start all over again, because I don't have no editor. I really don't have the time to edit and put files together if I'm recording like this. If I was recording on the phone, shoot, I could use it. Well, Power Director, we're going to talk about Power Director and why it's having a problem in another video. Okay, now back to this. Once we bring up to the device manager, we are going to go down to networking. Network adapter. So open up network adapters, and you should see two things. The wireless, right, that you're using, adapter, and if you're using whatever is connected to the laptop. I'm using a laptop. So a laptop would have an integrated LAN. I have that disabled in the BIOS. Don't need to have that running. We don't need to have resources going to that either. That's another story too. You want to cut down on resources, you got to disable some stuff in the BIOS. But we're not going to focus on the BIOS right now. And the BIOS is a different story. You don't want to mess up the BIOS because you can get really tricky in there. Now, the girlfriend's computer had the same problem. I used to have the same thing, but I haven't seen it anymore. You're going to have a whole bunch of protocols. Disable all of those. You could keep the Wi-Fi 6 if you're using not Wi-Fi 6, it's IPv6. You might see something like that. You might want, if you're running that, you can leave that enabled. It's up to you. Okay, but everything else needs to go. Just hit disable. So what happens when the computer reboots? All those disappear because they have different protocols for different things. They don't know if you're in dial-up. They don't know if you're using VPN. They don't know what you're using. So they have all these different protocols. All those should be this. It should only be two things there. So right now mine is showing Wi-Fi, and that's all I'm using. So that's another thing you want to fix. So we're going to click on the adapter, right-click on the adapter, and click on Properties. Gonna Advance. The first thing on your 5 gigahertz adapter should be the 5 gigahertz band. Wireless mode. Don't have 2.4 and 5. Let's see. I don't know if this one had both. It'll have dual band 802.11a and G, which is basically G is slow. A is going to be the fastest. A has been called what they have today, so A is okay. 2.4 gigahertz. B, G, BG. You don't need that. So set it to 5 gigahertz if you're on 5 gigahertz band. Next one is going to say 802.11n AC AX. I have it on AX. Okay, AX is 1.2. AC goes up to 866 megabytes. And N 300, but it's really 150, and sometimes it's really 72 megabytes. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you how it is. So have it on the highest setting. If your router can do Wi-Fi 6, it should be on AX. 802.11ax. Do not put on 802.11ac. Okay, 802.11ac is going to be 866 max. That's megabytes. That's not a gig. So you want to put on the max. Now the rest of them, your connection network features might be different from mine. So anything that says width for the 2.4 gigahertz, so leave that alone. That'd be auto. Fat intolerance, disable, GTK, relying on the WU LAN, enabled. This is, I'm using Intel chipset. Now, if you got something else, you have to follow that. Another one is Realtek. That's Taiwanese. I think that one. You should leave everything alone. Preferred bandwidth. This is the kicker. Preferred bandwidth is 5 gigahertz. They have a lot. That's number 3 selection if you're using an Intel chipset. Okay, so it should be 5 gigahertz if you're on 5 gigahertz. Roaming aggressiveness. By default, it's medium. I put down medium high. You want to keep it there. Sleep. Disconnect. I disable it. Throughput booster enabled. Transmit power, the highest you want to transmit. Another one is UAPSD support. I have that disabled. Wake on magic packet and wake on pattern match. Both of those are disabled. You don't need that. Okay, hit OK. In my case, I hit cancel. I don't need to change it. So that takes care of the Wi-Fi. So there's not a lot to the Wi-Fi like LAN is, but that's about it. Now, those you on AT&T. This is for the people on AT&T. Go into the... you'll have to go into... I don't know. I don't think you can do it on your phone. You should know what the IP address to get into your... They'll tell you in the back of your unit how to get into the administrator on that gateway on your browser. Okay? And you go in there and you change the settings from 80 hertz, that's the bandwidth, to 160 to get the full byte because it's set to 80. You need to go in and change it now if you haven't done so. Okay? When you come back to the computer, so the computer should match 160 hertz. They call it megahertz. Okay? I have it on 160 megahertz. Okay? So make sure yours is set to the same. Because by default it's set to 80 and you're not going to get the full. You'll see a big difference when you set it to 160. And hit save. Now you're not going to screw up anything. Just go in there. Because the tech that comes in the house is not going to go in there and change anything. All they do is come and hook it up and that's it. He's going to tell you, well, the best speed is through the LAN. But no, that's going to give you 1.2. The LAN's only going to go up to 1,000. And then again, the LAN is not going to go unless those ports are 2.5. But then again, you're not taking advantage of 2.4 because you're only getting 1 gig up and 1 gig down. You see what I mean? So how can you take advantage? Wireless is better. I don't want no wires. Get rid of all the wires in the house. There's no more wires anymore. There's nothing using wires. Nothing. I'm not keeping any legacy things that use wires. Everything is wireless. Ooh. Okay, cool. Let me see something here. All right. So, that's it. That's it for that. So that's all you do there. There used to be some utilities that can tweak, and you could tweak the system in Microsoft, but oh boy, I forget what that's called again. But it wouldn't matter to use that today. Speed, I think it was something called Speed Guide used to have something for that. But they're unnecessary today because everything legacy. Let me see something here. Speed Guide. Let's see. See, Speed Guide had a utility, a TCP optimizer. I don't think it's required. Let's see here. Oh. Let's see here. It was called SGTCP Optimizer, but I don't think it's being used anymore. It's Optimizer 4. What that did is it was able to tweak the system a little bit more for downloads and upload speed. but I don't know. I don't think it's, a lot of things have changed. I'm surprised they still have it here. The last time, the last time it was updated was 21. That's a long time ago. But you don't really need that. You can use, there's other programs today. Yeah. Well, a script to change it, but everything has changed now. It's not like it before. You don't need to run programs like that anymore. Back in the day, we used to do that up to Windows 10. Yeah, you used to run it, all that stuff. You don't really need that anymore. What it is, it would actually change the settings so Windows will run full power. Windows had there's some legacy stuff that I have here. Those of you on Windows Pro can go into, I think it's gonna be flag R GP edit.msc. So local group policies. In local group policies, you would go under, let me see something. I can't remember which setting it is. It's been a while. I don't go into the system like this age. Ah, Windows connection. Let me see. I gotta actually AI. I can't remember those settings in my head. Hold on a second here. I had. Oh, look at this. It changes again. Okay, let me see something here. Okay. Group policy under Windows 11 Pro or the bandwidth. I can't remember the setting. Okay, limited reservable bandwidth. Okay. Oh, QNS scheduler. It's been a while. I should have remembered that in my head. Okay. All right. Let's go back in this. I have mine set to 0, so mine still stay there. I have it enabled. So what you need to do is go into group policies. So you type out flag key, hit R. Flag key. So it's Win plus R, or flag is a flag key plus R. You're gonna type in G is in George, P is in Paul, E is in edit, D is in do, I is in ink, T is in Tom, dot, M is in Mary, S is in Sally, and C is in cat. Okay, you're gonna do, so it's gonna be GP edit dot MSC and enter. You're gonna go into computer configuration, administration templates, network, and QS packet schedule. Because by default, Windows uses 80% of the bandwidth. So you want to enable it and set it to 0. That's what I do. And you hit save and you reboot the computer. So that will fix the problem. So yeah, so when you're gonna go there, it's gonna be set to 100%. It's gonna be set to 80%. Yeah. So you don't want that in there. You don't need it. But only on a group policy. Now there is a way under a Windows Home version that you can get to something similar like that. I have it in the notes. We have links to that. But that's one way. Oh, it's saying there's other things you can configure too. Well, I had the Windows update figured. I changed the setting. After you do that, you can update bandwidth control. Let me double check on that. Hold on. So I'll go hit R flash gp edit.msc. So where is he? Is he in here? Configuration administrator templates. So oh, delivery authorization. Let me see something here. Computer configuration, Windows component, delivery optimization. Select check. Maximize the. Yeah, but I have that turned on already. But that's handled a different way. Why would you go in there and change that? But see, it doesn't say how to do it. I just disable it inside. So there's under. So you're gonna go into. I wouldn't go into group policy for that. I would go into settings. Oops, shoot, that's the wrong thing. I think it's called delivery. It's called delivery optimization settings. And in here, I set the limit monthly to 500. I turn it on. You want to you can turn it off because by default everything is on. So you want to turn. So it's called delivery optimization. Optimize. So I said, you're absolutely right. For most users, especially on Windows 11 Pro, using settings and app to configure the delivery optimization is faster way and more friendly to manage than going through group policy. Yeah, I know. I did already. But it doesn't tell you what to select though. You have to figure it out yourself. I just set it to the bare minimum, which is 500, and turn off features. I have instructions on this channel to explain all this process. Just have to look under Windows. Oh, well, it's there. Just search for it. Look for delivery optimizations. If you have any questions, you can always ask me here. But that's it. You do all that to help Windows. Remember, out-of-the-box Windows is not as fast as Chrome OS. And why you say that? And that's why. Because it has a lot of stuff running that it should be running. You don't get full access. But now I have better speeds. And this is Apple's a different ball game. So we'll talk about Apple. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Okay. Any questions, let me know. Take care. Don't forget, thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Helps the channel. I do appreciate it. Okay, take care. Bye. Bye for now.